What's good, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today is episode 2 of Summoner's War Roulette. If you guys have not watched episode 1, I highly recommend you go and watch episode 1. It tells you everything you need to know. And I think you need to know a lot when it comes to this episode because we're going to get pretty much straight into um picking up from where we left off. I'll give you a little TLDR in case you don't want to watch that long ass video. I think you should. I think it's entertaining. And again, it goes into a much more how can I call it? It's much more descriptive when it comes to what this is actually about. But TLDR, we make a new account and we just try to play the game. But anytime we try to accomplish a goal, we got to spin a roulette wheel that is specifically made for that goal, and that roulette wheel, whichever slot we land on, will impose a rule on us. Um, that makes our job just harder. Now, the difficulty of the rules that are imposed on us differ. So, one of them could be something like, hey, you know, you can't awaken your monsters, or you can't use 4 or 5 stars, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Or it could be something difficult like, hey, you're trying to complete giants. How about 1 stars only? And it's just like, at that point, it'll be impossible, right? I mean, it could be possible, but it just becomes so insanely difficult. It's just yeah, it's. I mean, it's not literally 1 star. It's only on giants. I try to keep it within realism. I try to keep it where it's like, oh, it's possible. It's just incredibly difficult, right? So, for example, we had 2 different examples throughout episode 1. The first time we spun the wheel, it was for our goal of completing scenario. That was our first goal, was to complete scenario. And our rule that we had was that we had to unsummon a monster every time we completed an area. Now that doesn't sound too hard, but that's not the end of that rule. The rule is that I have to unsummon in order of highest grade to lowest, which meant 5 stars and 4 stars were unsummoned first, which caused a lot of problems. I had to unsummon my Lapis. I summoned a Liam, a 5 star monster, and I had to unsummon him, which was painful. And I could not handle that loss, so I went into the event after the video and I picked them in the event because I need Lapis, and Liam is just too cool, and he deserves it. So, but it was painful. It's a waste because I could have gotten a different 4 star. I could have gotten a different 5 star. It's just stupid. I shouldn't have picked Liam again, but I really want Liam, so I'm just gonna have to deal with the consequences of my actions later. But we did complete scenario. It took me 2 hours. You guys got to see like a little bit of it. Um, like I literally started, I think, recording at like 7:40, 7:50 ish, and I didn't stop recording till like 10. It's just like it took forever. Um, but anyways, once we completed scenario, it was time for our next goal. It's like, hey, we're gonna start aiming for Giant's Abyss, and then we spun the wheel again. And like I said, these wheels are specifically made for these areas. So it's like Dragons has its own wheel, Acropolis has its own wheel, and these wheels can be updated over time if you guys want to impose your own rules, um, on them. So it's like if you're like, hey, it would be funny if you tried to accomplish an Acropolis with single hit damage only. Well, put it in the comments and maybe I'll add it. I mean, I've already added that one. But if you think of some quirky idea that makes clearing Necropolis much more difficult, I think of putting it in, and maybe I'll put your name on it. I will put your name on it. But so Giants had its own wheel. I spun the wheel, and we landed on one element only. So we can only clear Giants Abyss with one element only. So the whole team has to be one element. Um, of course, it would be easy to get that and just choose win, but again, we're not getting to choose nothing. We have to spin a separate wheel for the element to see what element we got, and of course, your boy got the most unluckiest one. I mean, I could have gotten water, wind, light, dark. No, I got fire. I'm supposed to be a water dungeon with fire units. Yeah. Um, it took me a while to come up with an idea of a team, and even then, it's like for the first like day, I was like, this video better pop the fuck off because I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And you guys are treating it well enough, so I decided to come back, and I mean, it's doing good. So we're doing good. We have an idea of a team, but yeah, that's essentially how this goes. So once we complete Giant's Abyss, whatever we aim for next, we'll have to spin a wheel that's made for that dungeon, and we'll probably get unlucky again. But again, I highly recommend you go check out episode 1. But that was essentially the summary of it. Now that we have finished that, we can finally pick up where we left off, which is talking about which team we're going to be using to complete Giants Abyss. Because, I mean, I've had like 4 days, 5 days. I better have a freaking team together, right? And I do. And I think this is probably my best shot at a team at the moment until, someone fails and I have to find a way to replace them. But let's just get into the team. Hold up. Sorry, I had to move a unit. Um, so Rebecca, Spectra, Theodora, Igmonodon, Non-Grim. Theodora, I got lucky enough to summon. If I didn't get her, I was probably going to use Raccoony. Is it Raccoony? I believe it was Raccoony. I don't know what I was going to do, dude. Like, this team that I'm showing you, it's like I'm going to explain my way through it. But let's be honest, I am kind of just shooting shots in the dark. Like, we are at such a disadvantage when it comes to trying to complete giants with fire units. I mean, we're not only going to just talk about the increased damage we're going to take, which means we can't bring a ton of squishies, but on top of that, we have limited ourselves to one element pool, which, let's be honest, there are some element pools that just have way more of a certain type of unit than others. Like, wind units have more healers than, like, fire units. And even if fire units did have a good amount of healers, it's like when you compare how good these healers are to other elements, it's like, nah. But on top of that, again, we're taking increased damage. There is a high chance that we land glancing hits, which I don't think I need to describe glancing hits to you. Less, no crits, no accuracy, or no debuffs, no nothing. You can't land nothing. It's just a small instance of damage. It's just like we're at such a disadvantage. Our run, there's no way I can ever expect this run to be better than 2 minutes. I am hoping that it stays around 2 minutes consistent. I'm hoping that it just gets consistent in general. But it's gonna be hard. Um, so it's just like I'll explain my way through it, but let's be honest. I mean, there's a thousand areas where this can, a thousand ways that this can go wrong, but we're trying our best here, right? I'm trying my best here, right? So if you're like, hey, that's stupid, you should go this team, dude. This is off the top of my head, and I'm trying not to like go for references. Not that I think there is any reference for completing Giants Abyss with a fire only team, especially if it's your first ever team in a dungeon. Oh gosh. Anyways, let's go through every unit. We're going to start off with Rebecca. Rebecca, the Fire Witch. Oh man. God, I already have a headache thinking about this. It's going to be so much pain. It's already been so much pain. Starting off, I mean, her first skill is useless. I don't care. Skill 2 is an AoE defense break for 2 turns every 3 turns. I like the skill 2. It's definitely going to help with wave clear, especially. It's going to also help with the boss stage. I'm just it's useful. It's useful, but it's not the reason I brought her, right? I could literally bring anyone else for defense breaks. The reason I brought her is because of her third skill, Spell of Removal. Removes harmful effects granted on all allies and grants immunity for 1 turn, and recovers their HP by 20% each. The recovery amount increases by 5% per harmful effect. Grants immunity on the allies with harmful effects removed for 2 turns every 4 turns. So she has a cleanse, a heal, and immunity. Now, the skill 3, just so it makes a little bit more sense for idiots like me, because for a little while I looked at it now so confused because there's 2 instances of immunity. If she uses this skill, allies that have no harmful effects, I believe, will only get immunity for 1 turn, but those who get cleansed of their harmful effects will get immunity for 2 turns. So, yeah, she has a little bit of a heal here, as well as a cleanse and immunity. So, it should be nice. She might get replaced. She might get replaced. If I'm being honest. Um, it's just I'm not going to talk too much about it. We're just going to kind of roll with what I have here so far, because it's like you don't understand how many units that I have already kind of started investing a little bit into, and then be like, oh no, wait, actually I could switch out this unit. It's a back and forth for me. But if anything, I could switch her out with somebody who has much more consistent heals, like maybe like someone like Colleen. But again, I need cleanses. Um, which this is every 3 turns. I could plus Colleen has multi hits. I could go Lala and Friends. Um, this is every 4 turns, so it's just And it's the multi hits. It's just I'm gonna have to build everybody tanky, but we'll get to that. Spectra, his 2A is pretty simple. Everyone knows what Spectra does. I mean, you're talking about the skill 2, enemies max HP damage. I think it's like, if we're going to be landing a ton of glancing hits anyways, it's like, I'd rather have someone who's doing enemies max HP damage, so at least we're doing some type of damage to the boss, even when we're not critting. Um, but on top of that, his skill 3 is an AoE, and it doesn't deal damage, so it's not a damaging skill, so it won't trigger the Giant's passive. Um, where he could decrease the enemy's attack bar as well as the tower, as well as placing a slow and an attack break. I think if we're gonna build a fire team for Giants Abyss, he is one of the most important units to bring on the team. Good damage on a skill 2, good skill 3, must have, right? Theodora. Uh, Theodora is going to be more of our control slash stripper unit. I mean, her first skill absorbs attack bar, which is whatever. Um, Skill 2 strips the enemy of all beneficial effects, stuns the target. We can't stun the giant. This attack will deal more damage according to your max HP. When used on the spot of a dead enemy, the enemy cannot be revived during battle, and then deals damage proportionate to the dead target's max HP to all other enemies and stuns them for one turn with a 70% chance. Fully skilled up, it's every 3 turns. That could be useful in the waves. On top of that, she does have her skill 3, which absorbs the attack bar of all enemies by 50% and attacks them to decrease their attack speed for 2 turns. The damage increases to the amount of attack bar she's absorbed. So she could do a good amount of damage, and I could still just build her tanky. So I could build her like on some despair energy type deal, speed HP, and it's just like she has a chance to stun enemies, all enemies on both of these skills. Good crowd control, decent damage, and it's like strip here, crowd control here, or attack bar absorb here. Very useful. I got lucky to summon her off camera. I mean, honest to God, she might be saving me right now because this seems like a very amazing unit. I'm gonna throw some double mons into her in a little bit, but we'll do that off camera. One thing that I should state is that if I'm gonna talk about their builds, Rebecca is definitely going to spare energy as well, speed HP, or if I can manage, because it's like what I'm gonna probably do first is get all the way to B10 and just farm it like crazy. I'll probably go on speed HP accuracy and then get all the defensive stats that she needs in the substats, right? But speed HP or speed HP accuracy, um despair energy to help with her second skill can help stun. Spectra, Swift Blade, speed crit damage, HP, um and then tons of accuracy. I mean, every single one of them is going to need a ton of accuracy because they're all applying some sort of debuff. Theodora, already just talked about her. Again, accuracy, speed, HP. Pretty simple. I just need all of them to be tanky. Not one of them can go speed crit damage attack or attack crit damage attack. It's like none of them. All of them are gonna have to be tanky. Igmonodon just straight up might be speed HP on triple energy or some shit like that. um, yeah, yeah. Most likely. But Igmonodon, why is he here? First of all, defense break skill 1. Skill 2 is a blocks beneficial effects. That's going to be important because even though we could strip with Theodora, I mean, that strip is going to remain for how long? I mean, it's like how long until the boss just gets a debuff again? With Igmonodon, if we trigger the Giant's passive and he counterattacks everybody, maybe, just maybe, Igmonodon can trigger his passive. His passive, for those of you who don't know, he decreases the chances of being attacked with a critical hit by 50%. The attacker cannot be granted with beneficial effects for one turn when you're attacked. So he places a block's beneficial effects on the enemy, which prevents the enemy from receiving attack buffs, which will be big. So that's my dot process, right? It's like, I'm a little proud of this dot, right? That, and he could just apply on his skill too. So I can go speed HP on triple energy and just focus on accuracy and the substats. And then last but not least, we have Nangrim. Now Nangrim, he's here for a couple reasons. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about why he's here. But if you want to wonder what build I'm going to be, if you're wondering what build I'm going to go on Nangrim, I'll probably either go Fatal Blade or Double Energy Blade or Energy Double Blade or whatever. Either attack crit damage HP or HP crit damage HP. I mean, I need to make sure this guy survives. That is the most important thing to me, is him surviving. Um, but why is he here? I mean, skill 1 is nice for the waves to help deal with the waves. Skill 2, he places a branding, especially on enemies that have higher max HP than his. And this is every 2 turns. This will help with the Giants boss. This will help with the mid boss and doing damage. We might not land it all the time, but when you think about it, it's just like eventually when we do land it, this will help even when we're doing like glancing hits because we're doing an increased amount of damage. It's just like anything to increase our damage so we're getting through the dungeon faster. And his passive is like whatever. He inflicts damage that ignores the target's defense with a 20% chance with every attack. The chance increases by 15% for every harmful effect granted on the target, up to 50%. Which, when you think about all of our debuffs, you're talking about blocks, beneficial effects. That's 1. Defense break, attack break, slow. So that's 4 off the rip. And then you're talking about branding. That's 5. So it's just he has a decent chance to ignore enemies' defense. So he himself can do a good amount of damage. But that's not the only reason he's here. I needed a leader skill. He brings a decent amount of stuff with him alone, but he also brings an accuracy lead for dungeons, 26%. That's going to help us probably, shorten the divide between us and the boss monster a little bit more. It's going to make it a little bit easier for us, probably. So this is the team that I'm thinking about. I don't know if it'll work. Again, I'm shooting shots in the dark. I really don't know if this is gonna work, but it is what it is, right? I mean, it's I don't know what to tell you. It really is just a shot in the dark. Um, so over the course of the next few days, I don't know how long, I'll be 2Aing Spectra and Rebecca. I'll be ruining all of them as well as much as I can. And the hope is by the time you guys see the next episode, in the next episode, we will be at Giant Speed 10 at the very minimum, farming it and getting runes out of it, and just telling you guys where I'm seeing negatives and positives for this team, and just making some headway. Hopefully, we can get straight to Giants Abyss and not have to worry about nothing. We get consistent runs. They're at least around a minute 50 to 2 minutes and 20 seconds consistent. Um, but yeah, one last thing. I think what's interesting. Oh God, I've been sitting on all these missions. Is this Summoner's Welcome event is kind of bugging out for me, and I'm not complaining. Like, check this out. We're gonna do this real quick, like y'all. Um, I'm not gonna choose my fusion monsters yet. I don't know what I want to do. Um, it gave me all of these. So, Rift Dungeon, Fire Beast, clear with rank S, and it shows I've completed it. I've collected the rewards. I've even done this. Clear Rift Raid level 3, Dimensional Hole second awaken a monster. Like, it's giving me these rewards. I have not done any of those things. Like, I don't even have Rift Raid unlocked. Like, look at this. Rift of Worlds is not unlocked. It just gave me the rewards. Like, I can go to the crafting building. Do I have to craft? Yeah. Like, you'll see here. It's like, I can craft a homunculus. So, so I just collected the rewards, which is wild to me, man. It's bugging out, but I ain't gonna complain. I'm not. Man, I ain't fucking complaining about shit. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I figured out. I don't know if it's gonna work. I am so lost, and if it even can work. But you know what? We're gonna try it. We're gonna make this attempt. I hope I succeed because it'd be awesome. It'd do wonders for my ego right now. If I did it first try. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you think I got a solid chance at beating Giants Abyss with fire units only? Is it even possible? And if it is, tell me how. Tell me what you think would work. And if not, tell me I'm a big fucking dumbass for freaking even trying it. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section below. And again, if you have any recommendations for like rules for whatever dungeon you have in your head, or even for like arena or something like that, put it in the comment section. I might put it in. Who knows? But until then, until the next episode where you can see how much progress I've made, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a good night. Buenas noches, my friends.